two touch, yeah, we're locked in. I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello and welcome to episode 32, the final regular episode of the season of One Game at a Time. And as always, as I have been throughout the season, I'm joined by my four regular guests, starting with probably one of the most handsome men in Australian football, South Australian football. I'm not going to give him that. Alessio Carocci. Alessio, how are you?
I was just waiting to see who you're going to pan to when that happened. I don't know. It could have been David even. But no, I'm good. Another week. New setting for me this week because I've got to look after some dogs and make sure they don't rip up any pillows. So,
of course, and also joined by David Grant. David, how are you? How are you feeling?
How am I feeling about being billed as the second most handsome person?
I never said that. I never said that.
You don't even get
it
that.
Kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
I never said second.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I've enjoyed the weekend of finals football for the women, and I'm good. I've had a great weekend.
Perfect, and also, of course, joined by Mark Talbot. Mark, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm very well, thank you, Seb. I'm not sure if I'm third in line though, but that's all good, mate.
Where's that put me in that case then? Yes, a very, very big show tonight. We've got plenty of guests on, so very, very exciting.
What's
David? What's that, David?
It sounded like a knock at the door.
Who's at the door, David?
I don't know. Will I go and see who it is and let them in?
Yeah. Go check. Who's
only
at the door,
only
David.
one door at a time, though.
One door, David. Who is
only
it, David?
One door at a time.
Well, I've opened the door. Now, I think you do your part, do you?
Oh, okay. It's Chantel Ryder from Salisbury Inter.
Thanks, guys.
That was silly. Chantel, how are you after your weekend? Your successful weekend. How are you feeling now? Has the feeling come down at all? Are you still feeling pretty much the same as you did on Sunday?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. Definitely want to ride that high as long as I can. I'm feeling better than I was after the game and Monday, but yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good still.
Is that in terms of just feeling not as sore as you did?
Yeah, both in the body and in the head after some celebrations.
We did speak about it just before. After the game, I don't think I saw the trophy leave your side the whole time. I assume you still have your medal to go with you. But did you let anybody touch the trophy after the game until you had to? I assume it was forced out of your own arms.
I did. I definitely shared it around on the pitch, and I actually probably didn't have it that much on the pitch or immediately after the game. But once we went to our next destination, it stayed with me, and the girls knew that if they wanted to have a photo, they needed to ask permission first. But yeah, so it was prized out of my hands later in the evening by the club, and that's where it's remained. Unfortunately, I tried to see if I could bring it home with me, but they wouldn't let me.
Did they not let you take it with you on the celebrations out? That's normally a free ticket anywhere when you carry a trophy like that.
No, they did not, unfortunately. I think that might have been ruined by West Adelaide breaking their trophy from the premiership when they won. So I think maybe the club was a bit cautious of that and didn't want us to do the same.
I suppose we'll talk about the game itself. You scored through an own goal, and then Zoe Tollin scored late again as well in a game where you probably weren't considered to be the favourites. In all honesty, you were the underdogs, and I think a few of your own players labelled yourself as that. But how did it feel to sort of come out of that as the winning side when probably a lot of people didn't expect you to do so?
I think that's the beauty of being the underdogs, is that the pressure isn't quite there. Obviously, as a player, you still feel those nerves and you still feel the pressure of the game because it's a grand final, and regardless whether you're expected to win or not, you always want to win. So you put that expectation on yourself. But I think that there's just a little bit less external pressure that comes in. So, yeah, I mean, going into the game, we still, as a team, as a group, as a club, we had that belief that we could win. We showed that to ourselves more than anything in the lead up of the final series when we played Westies and made it all the way through to penalties and unfortunately lost to penalties. But I think that gave us a lot of confidence, excuse me, leading into the grand final, knowing that we could come away with the win. We just had to do those little things well and just score more goals than what they did, which we did on the day.
Absolutely, David. You and I were both there. How did you? I got to see the game from pitch level, but how did you get to see it from your perspective?
I watched the first half up in the stands with the working class, and then I retired to the director's box and watched it from there. I thought West Adelaide started the stronger. I think their first 10 minutes they looked good, and I kind of felt that maybe it was going to go the way that the bookies, if you like, would have picked. But I felt Salisbury Inter settled. It took them a wee while, but they settled. And once they settled, I thought they were every bit as good as their opponents. Interestingly enough, I took a photograph of the match stats at the time because I was quite surprised to see, this is after the full game had finished, both sides had 6 shots, but Salisbury Inter had, of their 6 shots, 3 on target, but West Adelaide, no shots on target. So no shots on target from West Adelaide all through the game, which kind of surprised me. I guess they hit the bar twice, and I think they hit the post once as well. So I thought that would have counted as a shot on target, but obviously no, it has to be within the boundaries of the woodwork, if you like. But that was a surprising statistic for me. I don't know how it felt for you down in the park. Would you agree with that? Did you feel that West Adelaide started the strongest, Chantel, and that you guys settled? And once you settled, you were okay, but it took you a wee while to get into that rhythm?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just comes with the nerves and I guess maybe the confidence that West might have had because of their season, because of the team that they are and how good they were throughout the season consistently, whereas we didn't necessarily have that. So I think that played a bit of a part in it. Westies also have a much more experienced team when you look at them, so they might have been able to settle a bit earlier just from having that experience as well. But yeah, I would agree that once we settled into the game, I definitely think that we went peg for peg for them and were able to show the best of what our team can do and made for a really fun game to be a part of, a really challenging game to be a part of, but I'm sure also to watch from the outside.
I felt I wouldn't say there was any standout players as such, but Zoe Tolland for me was very good. Zoe Jackson I thought was very good as well, considering she hasn't really played as much as some of the rest of the girls. Matilda Comley in goal. She had a couple of great saves. That one that hit the bar, I'm sure she got a finger to that and prevented it going in. So were there any standouts for you in terms of your teammates, or are you just going to be very diplomatic and say everybody played very well?
I could be diplomatic, but I agree with what you've said. Definitely, it was Zoe Tolland was a great addition to have to our squad this year and our team. We were very fortunate to get her to come across and play for us, and we benefited greatly from having her in there. She did a lot of hard work next to some players that were already doing hard work, but just rounded that midfield out. Zoe Jackson, she didn't have too many starts throughout the year, and she's a young player who's coming through and would have relished the opportunity to start in a grand final next to some quality players, and she really showed what she does week in, week out on the training pitch. She was able to show that on game day on the field, which sometimes can be a little bit hard for a junior player to do. So I was super proud of her for how she performed. But definitely, I think you can't go past Zoe Tolland as being one of the more standout players. She won the ball up the pitch for us. She makes my job significantly easier, and I tell her that every week on the pitch as well. how much I appreciate the effort that she puts in. And when you score the winning goal, you can't go past that either, really.
Yeah, no, you look good. Well done. No more further questions, Your Honour.
Another one from me, Shance. I have a question to ask about Carl. I think he is one of the most entertaining people to watch on the sideline, especially in this grand final. I don't think I've seen anybody so relaxed in a grand final where they've rocked up in a bum bag, had a coffee, and have had jokes with the ground stewards while being 1-0 up in a grand final. What is it like to work under someone under like that? Because we spoke to him after the game as well, David. He seems like such a great guy, and especially a great coach as well for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Carl is an amazing coach. He's very different than a lot of the coaches that I've had of late. He's definitely a character, and all of the girls appreciate that. He can be stern and serious when he needs to be, but majority of the time he's exactly like you would have experienced on grand final day. He is a larrikin, he's a character, and he loves to have a laugh and a joke. But he also has a lot of emotions and feelings, as I'm sure a lot of people would have seen after the game finished. I don't think I've ever seen a coach cry like he did after winning the grand final. I definitely have to say that, yeah, Carl's an amazing coach. I know that I'll cop a lot of flack from him if I don't say that, because I've missed a few opportunities throughout the year to express that. But it's genuine. He's a great coach to work under, and the club's really lucky and excited for him to be able to continue on next year.
He did tell us what a great job we were doing as well, so he's got our back, and we think he's terrific too. Although, it might interest you, Mark, he's an Arsenal fan as well. I did take the opportunity to ask him who he would be supporting ahead of the North London derby at the weekend, and he's an Arsenal fan, Mark.
Carl is a Arsenal supporter. I've known Carl for many years, actually. I'm actually envious of you, Shanti, on the fact that I actually would have loved to have played under Carl. I never had the opportunity. He was one of the coaches I really wanted to play under. So Seb sort of stole my thunder to ask that question about what it's like to play under him. But the other question I've got is more tactical. Did he go into this game with any tactical differences, knowing how good West Adelaide had been throughout the season or anything like that? Had he changed his game plan just for the final or anything like that, just to try and throw them off maybe?
We toyed with the idea of changing some things up through the week. We tried some things at training and tried to figure out whether changing from West's starting position at the back in possession of the ball, whether we mix some things up. Through the week, we kind of decided that might not necessarily benefit us fully. I'd say holistically, we kept our formation and everything relatively similar to what we did for most of the season, especially towards the end of the year. It was pretty similar. Maybe some minor things, minor pointers to specific players that were given different tactical things to focus on for the final itself. But all in all, it was very much focusing on the same tactics that we have throughout the year, especially in the final series. More so than through the season as well, and just making sure that we did those things well, which I'm sure Carl wouldn't mind me saying. But after the game, he said, especially in the second half, that we executed what he asked of us perfectly, and so nothing too out of the ordinary for us in that final. It was relatively similar for most of the final series.
So just the little minor tweaks here and there to help certain players or certain positions, which is something I kind of expect from Carl. So I think that's a great way to approach a final, really. So yeah, and you've just announced. I didn't know that, but you've obviously announced that he's staying on next year as well. So that's great news for not only you, for the club as well. What's your thoughts? Obviously, the men's are now moving into the State League 2 as well. Is that going to change anything down at the club, or do you just think it's going to strengthen that club now and they're going to be able to move further forward? Because obviously they've only got the amateurs in the men's at the moment. Do you think that it's going to allow the club to grow, get bigger, and hopefully move up in the men's leagues as well, and try and capture some of the winning mentality and the winning side of it that the women's bring.
Yeah, I don't think I leaked anything specific there with Carl staying on for next year. I'm pretty sure that the club had announced that through their socials. So
okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I hope anyway. I could be wrong here, and I'm just leaking out for everybody. So
that's all
sorry.
good. Breaking news. That's all good. That's what we do here.
I think that the club as a whole is really excited for the men to go up in leagues and try and push for bigger and better things. It's obviously the club started when I joined across to the club, I think about 6 years ago now. The men had the more senior team for a very long time, and then the women have come through, and we've been able to really be successful in the last 6 years or so. So it'd be great for that amount of energy and to come on the men's side as well, and just have a really dominant force across the state, but also in the northern end of the state out at Salisbury. I think it can only benefit the club. I've already seen that we've got fencing being put around our main pitch out at the club. So hopefully in the future, having both our men's and women's sides in the higher leagues, that can enable us to have better facilities, better field, and be able to play some games out at our home ground as well, which would be super exciting for the club. But yeah, that's great news for the men, and I really hope that they can be successful and really push to be a driving force in their leagues.
Well, they've certainly got a way to go to catch the women's side of it in the federation, that's for sure. But hey, they've got to start somewhere.
Definitely.
I forgot I muted. I was going to say, just going back to before, you played West Adelaide 3 times in I think about a month's span. I think it was last round, that finals and penalties in the grand final. Do you think that helped you in the end?
Yes. I think it helped. Carl would be the first to say that it helped him throughout the season. Obviously, the last round game that we played against them was a pretty unfortunate loss for us. I think it was 5-0 or something similar. I didn't actually play in that game, unfortunately. But having that game, I know that we tried some different tactics and things in that game as well. Being a couple players out, tried different formation, tried to see different things that might work against West, what might try and push their limitations, some of their weaknesses, things like that. But every time you have an opportunity to play against a team is a learning opportunity, is something that you can take things from. So I would never say that it didn't help us, because those exposures to a team, you can watch as much footage as you want of them playing other teams, but if it's not your own team, your own players, then the only way you can learn that is from playing against them. So yeah, it's definitely helped. I think we had a similar thing last year with Comets. We played them 3 or 4 times in a short period of time as well. So yeah, anytime that you can play against a club and put different tactics in, then it's an opportunity to get better against them.
And again, just going back to the point about, having the new fencing at your club rooms, if my memory serves correct, did your first team play a cup game earlier in the season at home?
Oh, I see. You're testing my memory now as well. I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, it's still, I guess, sort of on that point, how is it training down at Salisbury Inter? And I guess the prospect of actually playing at a home ground rather than playing at Surface FM or wherever else every other week for your home games is?
I think everybody loves to have a home game. You don't really have home and away per se in our league, because we have that central ground at Surface FM, even though that's a great pitch, and I don't think anybody really dislikes playing there. I definitely love playing at the ground there, but anytime that you get to play at your clubs, the place that you go out to multiple times a week to train is always an exciting thing. You want people to come out and watch. You see all your juniors and all the other club people that are around that might not necessarily be able to get out to the games at Service FM, to have that atmosphere out at the clubs and have people come out and see your home ground is something that I think every player enjoys. And if you can get more games there, then that's always a positive for the club as well. Brings people along, they get to see it and has exposure as well. The training out there, obviously, like every pitch, depending on what time of the year it is dependent on how good the field is. But I think that getting the fencing in there and having that opportunity to have us play games out there, we'll be able to get a surface that will be good enough to play on for anybody. That doesn't cause too many issues. There's always we've gone out to other fields throughout the year and played at other clubs' grounds, and definitely some fields are better than others. So you don't want to have a home game where nobody wants to come and play because the field plays a role in the result of the game. You don't want that. So I think as long as we can get all that right, it'll be really exciting to play some games out there.
Yeah, absolutely. More games in the north, I say, Alessio.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we all know Seb's a big Salisbury advocate. Do you reckon you guys can get him hit and maybe see if he can cross the divide from Salisbury United to Salisbury Inter?
That's a big ask. I think that's a big divide. It's not very far of a travel, but to go across from United to Inter, I think there'd be hell to pay by some people for sure. But you never know. Might be able to
have long sleeve kits, so I think that's a big plus for Seb and myself.
No, I'm not. I'm not a long sleeve kit guy. You're a long sleeve kit guy.
Yeah,
it's the same supplier anyway, so you'd be fine.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, true. I guess anything else from you, Alessio, Mark, David, before we move on to whatever you have regularly scheduled programming, Mark, David?
The reason I contacted Chantel originally was she was going to be one of my Who Am I's. Did you guys want to hear what the Who Am I's were and if you think you might have got it?
Yeah,
sure.
Yes, you do. Okay, good.
We do. Come on.
Statement number one would have been, or was, or is, I am a twin and I am quarter Fijian.
Can I guess that it's Chantel Ryder?
Yeah. No points for this one. Second one was, I went to high school with Katrina Gorey and I coached Caitlin Torpey at under 15s level. Who knew?
You still in touch with them?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Not for any
Short and sweet. No.
Be nice.
Yeah. I was interesting to put that I wasn't in the same grade as Katrina Gorey, so we weren't that close or anything like that, but we went to the same high school.
Oh yeah, I missed that out, didn't I? Sorry. That would have maybe. I don't think they would have got it anyway. Statement 3, works as a dog handler with St. Paul. Statement 4, captain of my club.
What an awesome job that is.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's not easy to get into. Tell you what.
Do you enjoy it, Chantel, outside of football?
Love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. Yeah, definitely. It makes it hard to pick between which one comes first every now and again. So, yeah, it's an amazing job. I absolutely love it.
So you're allocated a dog and that's your partner sort of thing, or how does it work?
Yeah, I've got my own dog effectively. So I'm allocated a dog and she comes home with me and we work together every day. And yeah, so it's a pretty fun time.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, it must be great. It must be, sorry, David, it must be great at conversation time because you're always going to be right.
Yeah, I think it's better when there's other people involved. The conversation is all based around the dog. So less questions are asked of me and more about the dog, so I can deflect quite a lot.
Fourth statement was captain at my club, and I've started every league game in 2024. And the final one, if you hadn't got it by now, fellas, was I scored 2 league goals in 2024. One in round 4 against Adelaide Union, a 2-0 win, and one in round 7 against Flinders in a 2-1 win. 2 goals this year for you, Chantel.
Yeah, I seem to fluctuate year in, year out as to how many goals I managed to get in the back of the net. So I think it's been on a slowed down trend though. Last year I managed to have a couple of hiatuses up as starting as a forward and scored a couple goals as that. So I enjoy getting a couple goals every now and again. So fun fact, actually, 2018 at Salisbury, my first year at the club, I was top goal scorer.
With how many?
Were you play-
Oh gosh, I couldn't tell you. It wasn't that many. It was less than 10. Let's put it that way. It was the club's second year in the NPL, so
I'm sure it can't be as bad as us. We had 4 players with 4 goals as our top scorer. So.
Okay, I'll take it as a better win then.
were you at centre back still?
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Yeah.
David, all from you.
Done.
Excellent. Chantel, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on, and congratulations as well for winning the grand final. And I guess look forward to seeing more of you play next year for Salisbury Inter.
Thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it. It was nice to have a conversation with you all and answer some of your questions. I hope you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chantel. We'll see you soon. We have fun, don't we?
We do. That was nice.
We do have fun.
That was fantastic. Love it.
We're just waiting for all of our guests to arrive.
Do you know, while we're waiting for them, I've got something else
Yes.
I just wanted to mention, Seb.
Of course.
We probably should mention the women's WNPL reserves final was also played at the weekend between Metro United's reserves and Football NTC reserves. A 1-0 win for Metro United, goal coming in the 77th minute from Sienna Bradstreet in that game. Now, I didn't see that game, but it was played just prior to the WNPL seniors first team match, so I don't actually know much about it, I'm afraid, but I thought we should probably give it a mention as well. So well done, Metro United.
Absolutely. I managed to catch the whole game. It was an interesting and entertaining game to watch as well. Across that whole day, plenty of games going on. So next up, as always, David,
Somebody at the door.
What's
One
that?
door at a time.
Yeah, it just sound like a couple knocks there. You got to take one at a time.
Oh, one at a
One
time.
door at a time, David. One door at a
I'll
time.
get one. Okay, I'll go and get one of them now. Hang on.
You get one. You get one, and then we'll bring them in.
Come on in. Come on in.
David, who is it? Oh, it's Cameron Woodfin from Metro Stars. Hello, Cat. Oh.
Did not expect that. I'm not gonna lie.
Neither did we. David, it's more door knocking, David.
There's another knock at the door. Hang on, I'll just go get this one.
One door at a time.
Yeah. You see it now.
Aye, come on in. Come on in.
Oh,
Come on in.
it's Scott Nagel from Metro Stars. Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, surely that's all, David. Surely there's no more.
I would say that's it. The room's too busy.
Oh,
Can't believe it. Hang on a minute. Come on in. Come on in.
Who is
come on in.
Noah McNamara from Metro Stars as well. What a coincidence.
Metro Stars kind of evening.
Oh, how fun was that, David?
That was great. I've been looking forward to that all week. That's been the highlight. I could probably sign off now and I'll be quite happy.
Of course, Scott Nagel, Cameron Woodfin, Noah McNamara, all of Metro Stars. Very happy to have you all on. I guess firstly, just a question to all of you. Your reflection on the seasons or your season as a whole. We'll start with you, Scott. How do you think it went?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was overall quite a positive season. We try and do well throughout the season, and particularly looking at the league, and finishing top was one of our main goals. I think in reflection, looking at the cup, we were quite disappointed to drop out so early, considering we had such a high amount of success in it the previous year. And again, looking at the grand final, getting there is a massive achievement. But for the club, we were hoping and we're aiming to obviously get the win in that sense. And it's very difficult, I guess, after losing a grand final to look at the positives. But the reminding ourselves and just speaking amongst the boys, going, we're a team that's just gone back to back in winning the league and being a very consistent team throughout a season is a massive achievement. And considering the change in personnel we had from one season to the other and the growth particularly, and that's one thing that I've been very, I guess, impressed with and proud of, is some of the players in the squad had tremendous growth throughout even this year, and the boys that came in from interstate and the young boys coming through. Yeah, I know I'm talking a bit here, but they're the positives we're looking at. And I think collectively as a squad, we're actually, we're very excited for next year, knowing that we're very confident we could back up what we've done and go a bit further as well.
Absolutely. Cam, on to you.
Yeah, I think Scott kind of spoke a little too long there. Kind of took everything. Took everything. I think probably the biggest thing that I latched on to what he was saying is that consistency. So it's really cool to see a club that actually can do those things and recreate those things as a club culture. And so we've had a little bit of rotation in personnel, but from a club perspective, it's really cool to see that the new guys that came in, they kind of fit in really seamlessly. I love our locker room. Late nights and some long days, and I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. Like, the guys have been great. So yeah, I think it's really, really good. There's a lot of positives to take away from the year, but as Scott said, can we go further? Can we defeat that sort of disappointment we faced in the cup this year and that disappointment that we faced at the tail end of the year, and just go a bit further? So I think that's really our goal for next year. Also, like the haircut said.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Noah, finally on to you.
You too, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Nah, I think the other two hit the nail on the head pretty well. But I guess from my perspective, the last 2 years, we've sort of laid down a really good foundation. We've had some big turnover from, I guess, the year before I came in, and then again between last season and this season. So having a good foundation within the club where we're achieving results not too dissimilar from the season before, with younger players as well. So I think that's what's probably my biggest excitement and achievement of this year and excitement for next year is that we definitely can go on to bigger and better things. It's just about applying ourselves and making sure those long nights are put to good use.
Absolutely. We might as well talk about it. The grand final, unfortunately, didn't go your way. I guess this is, Cam, we'll start with you. You were sent off in the grand final. But other than that, I guess a question to all of you: how did you see it from your perspective? Whoever wants to go first.
Start smiling because I think that.
Are you asking about the red card or the game?
Just in general, but you can talk about the red card if you want, Cam.
Yeah, we can talk about it, I guess. It's about time I did. Yeah, honestly, we spoke about the game as a team after, so we came in as a team and kind of trained one last time so that Pettis could take the Kings Competitor Cup in our presentation. So shout out Petticini for winning all that. Yeah, I think like you get there and it's a big occasion, and we kind of rolled into the occasion, and we all felt prepared. I don't think it was that anybody felt unprepared, but maybe we just didn't show up as soon as we needed to. I think it was a tale of two halves. I think the first half, Campbelltown came out. They put their game plan into motion, and they did it quickly and effectively. And then we were playing catch up a little bit. And then I think we came out and in the second half, and we really kind of put our game plan in motion. We were pretty effective, but not just as clinical or effective as we needed to be in the final third. And then, a couple loose fouls and one lost head, and I get sent off and I get sent walking. And I think I found out that I could have actually come back out for the presentation of the medals and everything, but I'm fairly happy with my choice of sulking for an extra 30 minutes.
So anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, I think from my point, Campbelltown they've been in quite a lot of finals. Well, particularly my time of playing football, like that was, I don't know, we talk about that was my 7th grand final loss, and now 4 of those have been against Campbelltown, and a lot of those boys throughout all those finals they've been involved in. So it's a squad that have had a lot of experience with finals, the final series. And I'm sure like that's got a part to play. And then going back to what Noel was saying before, we are a very young squad. Take me out and potentially 1 or 2 other players. We're a very young squad, around 20, 21
Which
years
ones?
old.
Which ones do you
We know
think?
the ones. So and for a lot of the boys, it was their very first finals experience, and it is different when you look around. You've got all those people watching. All the build up throughout the weeks leading into it, or the week leading into it, the excitement. And I think it's just a bit of maturity. And and as Cam said, none of the boys felt unprepared and I think we all went into it very confident. But it's just it is what it is on the day and that one game. So now that we've had that experience generally as a squad, next year, different story, I think. Yeah.
Noah, I guess finally to you.
Yeah, I think going off what Cam said, both teams implemented their plans well. Obviously, we didn't do it as early as we needed to, and I guess in those clutch moments, as Scott alluded to, those players who've been in those situations stepped up and I guess performed or put in motion the game plan when they needed to. And then just a little bit too much for us to chase, if you like. But, coming out of the change room, Danny said to us, if we're going to go down fighting, we're going to go down fighting, playing Metro Stars football. And I think all of us that were on the pitch and those that came on can hold our heads up saying we did that for the second 45. And I've been saying to a lot of people, it's unfortunate that games like that, you have to have a winner and a loser, and we're on the losing side, unfortunately.
And I think just finally from me, before I open up to the rest of the panel, to Cameron and Noah, both picked in the All-Stars team, had the first training session last night. How do you guys think it went? Mingling with, I guess, players who you've played against, perhaps argued against and yelled at. How was it?
I think Walsey kind of put it best. So yesterday, Walsey said, it's weird because you know everybody, but you don't know anybody. And so you're kind of at like this first session being like, yeah, I called you a dickhead in the middle of the season, right? If I can say that.
Yes.
But yeah, but like now we're on the same team for a couple weeks. So, and you're actually kind of just having conversations and stuff. And everybody's honestly a really nice guy. I think it's just you get that little bit of like white line fever whenever you're playing against each other. So, and yeah, I thought it went really well as just like a first session yesterday. And yeah, I think it'll be fun, man. I'm ready to have a good time. So anytime on the pitch with good footballers, it's good time. So.
And Noah?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed. A few of the boys in the squad have been out of football for a little while now, so having that session, I guess, a month out for some people, it seemed as though they were doing some stuff for the last month because everyone was just so sharp. And for those that, I guess, made their way into the finals a little bit longer, you can tell that why their teams made the final. It's because they got the technical ability, and everything was just flowing. It was flowing really well. It's like we'd known how each other plays for a very long time. So yeah, like Cam said, I'm pretty keen myself to have a real good crack in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, it was quite fun to watch the training session as well. Alessio, David, Mark, on to you.
Who wants to go
Or
first?
not. I was going to say, or not.
I'll let you go first. You led the last one, David. By all means, if you want to go first.
Oh, well, I'll just make a statement first. Really appreciate you coming on our little show. It's great to have you on as guests. To be honest, we wanted Fabian Barbiero, but he cost too much. So when we realised we could get the three of you for the same price, it was a no-brainer. No, I just wanted to sort of say, I don't think you should be too hard on yourselves listening to you. So it's almost like there's a little bit of sadness in your hearts over the year. For me, I thoroughly enjoyed the games that you played that I was at. And I thought you played a nice brand of football, and I don't think you should be too hard on yourself. I think you've got a lot to be proud of, and I guess the problem, or not the problem, but the downside of having a final series is that you can work hard all year, and at the end of it, if you lose that one game at the end, then everybody sort of forgets who the runner-up is, don't they? So I don't think you should be too hard on yourselves. I think you were, for me, one of the better teams to watch and be entertained by. So I just wanted to make that statement more than anything else. I'll hand on to Mark. He'll have a question for you.
I appreciate that, David.
I'm sure I'll come up with something. Look, I look back at the final, and I have to agree with you all three of you, actually, the way you analyse the game. Going back to my time when I played, which is a long time ago, well before you guys were even on the scene, we wouldn't have analysed games like that. So hats off to yourselves and your football brains, your football knowledge, and what you guys do out there at Metro, and obviously other teams as well, that you're able to sit down and analyse a game so well and so quickly after it. So I said back in my day, it was a lot different. But you were saying how obviously they execute their plan a little bit better. And I tend to agree with you slightly, but I also thought you guys actually played a very good game. But it was just down to that clinical side that they probably had it, and a little bit of experience. So hats off to you guys. I said great season. And so my first question would be Danny Greystone, obviously sticking around again next year. Differences of now playing under him. So I think it's the second year. Between him, other coaches that you've played under, he's very obviously involved, very technical, things like that. So how do you find the trainings? How do you find his game management, things like that? And obviously, I know you're going to say it's all good, but we just like to ask anyway.
I think I'll go, boys. I'll start it off.
Cheers, Scott.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of coaches, and I guess that they will bring something different to the squad and what they want to implement. And I think with Danny, it's been quite a great, like from my point, I'm sure for a lot of the boys, quite a fresh experience. He's very thorough with what he wants. He's got a good balance of, he's very approachable in terms of like you can come talk to him if you've got any concerns, but at the same time, he's got his expectations and those standards that we all need to follow. I know we joke about the late training sessions and the amount of work we put in or we're expected to put in as a squad. But I also know, and I had this conversation with Fabes after the season, because obviously I'm talking to him about, can you go again? Are you going to go again? And we talk about it, and the fact that, one of the jokes is how I always talk about, needed to get home to my dog because I lived out at Happy Valley and it's an hour drive, etc. But you could say to any of the boys, do you want to do another year of this and the long sessions and the high expectations? And everyone would say yes, because we do get a lot of joy throughout the training sessions. We are learning, we are growing. And to be honest, the reason why I play soccer is to enjoy my football and a good brand of football. When you have that, what we call the flow in those moments, this is the reason why we play. So that's from my point anyway. I'm sure Cam and Noel would probably agree as well.
Go, Cam.
So, yeah, as I say, aimed at you, Cam. You've played obviously in other countries, so a little bit different coming with your background. So, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I really agree with Scotty. I tend to say that Danny's obviously one of the better coaches I've had in my entire career. Just the attention to detail, the intensity, the demand. It's really good because I've been in other environments where you just don't get that. And I think something that is a non-negotiable at Metro that is a work rate and a work ethic. And that demands intensity because if you're not working hard, then there's no intensity. So even just that simple of a demand really goes a long way. And that's where Danny starts. And that's part of the detail. And then everything kind of trickles down after that. But I think if you have a coach that's demanding intensity, demanding that sort of standard, then I think it means a lot and it drives a lot going forward. And then how, the guys like behind the scenes like Kuzi and Rendy and everybody that they assemble this group of guys that will come and actually implement the standards that Danny's sort of driving, I think goes a long way. So a lot of credit to Danny and a lot of credit to the guys that come in and adjust quickly because you kind of have to adjust. I think Danny will be the first one to tell you that if you don't adjust, he'll be like, okay, well, keep taking your time, but you probably won't play until you adjust. So.
No, I think it has to be
the other
next.
thing with that, lastly, Noah, is obviously you're coming from that Adelaide United background, obviously being involved with that whole setup there.
Yeah.
For you, obviously, there wouldn't have been a great deal of difference from professionalism, I'm assuming, but hey, I could be wrong, but sort of you're probably the most recent coming from that environment.
Yeah, I think the professionalism is pretty much the same, maybe slightly higher just on the Metro side of things, purely because of I guess it being the pinnacle of the setup, if you like. Whereas the youth team isn't the top of the Adelaide United food chain, so to speak. Whereas Metro is the top of the food, or our senior squad's the top of the food chain at Metro. So everything just goes into it, and Danny's so meticulous with his video sessions, how he plans for sessions. We joke about how he loses his whiteboard, not his whiteboard, but his little clipboard with his session plans multiple times every evening. So, it's the little things that count. And I guess it all has been paying off, but we'd like it to pay off a little bit more next year.
I've got one more question, Seb.
Yep.
Probably aimed more so at Cam, being an import player. How does that work for you now? Obviously, I'm assuming you have a 2-year visa. I'm not quite sure how it all works for yourself, but where does that leave you now? Now that the season's finished, what happens with yourself and that side of things?
Yeah, so I'm actually on a student visa. So I have a little bit of extra time, a little bit more
Oh,
leniency.
good. So we'll get to see you again, play again next year.
Yeah, that's the hope. So I'll have my end of the year meeting. I think it's Monday. And so we'll just kind of chat about everything there. But I love the club. I love Metro. So if I'm going to be in the country, I'm really hopeful it's at Metro. But yeah, so it's one of those things too with like visa players that they all come in and sometimes you guys only get to see them for a couple years and everything. And then, but I think when we get here, we're really kind of unsure what to think. And yeah, you guys got to give yourself credit because like MPL is a good standard. And I feel like over the past 3 years I've played here, it just kind of keeps getting better. So that makes it even more appealing to stay. And then I don't know if you guys know this, but Australia is a kind of cool place. Maybe David can attest as to why he's here as well. It's kind of a beautiful place, and Adelaide's a really unique and desirable spot to live. So,
well, I try and talk everyone out of coming to SA because it is so good. I'm like, no, it's that good. I don't need more people coming in. SA is that good.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I used to push it all the time. It is that good. So, but no, you're right in the fact that I think we do undersell ourselves a little bit in terms of football. I think we're actually a lot better than what we give ourselves credit for.
Actually, I would just like to quickly ask you while we're on that, Cam. I just noticed you're the second top scorer at the club this year, so you had a good year in front of goals, didn't you, behind that other import at the club. But you played at MLS 2? MLS 2 level. So how would you compare MLS 2 over there to
that's such a dangerous question, David.
Well, it's a bit different because it's a bit different. So when I played for the club, they were in a different league. So I know that you're referring to Chattanooga. So now they're in the MLS 2, but kind of how that MLS 2 works is very similar to how, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, there used to be like a reserve league in Australia as well, or
the youth league.
With the youth league. So it's very similar to that. But my understanding is they also allow independent clubs. So that's where my club has kind of slid into the MLS next. So my former club has kind of slid into there. So it's, from my understanding, they can obviously drop down guys similar to kind of how United drop down guys to play on the youth team and stuff like that. But it's really, the parallel would be like if there was a youth league. We just have, in America, there's just so much money and so many teams that it gets a bit ridiculous in my opinion. There's no kind of streamline. Like, I know that there's separation from A-League and then NPL, but at least in like the respective states, you can kind of see like, okay, here are the levels. In America, it gets kind of muddied. Because a lot of like sort of franchising and stuff like that. So that was another positive when I came here, and I've had the joy, I think, 2 years in a row of, or maybe even 3 years of relegating teams. So that's pretty
fun. Anything else from you, Mark or David or Alessio? Anything else?
I just want to keep it lighthearted. I mean, as you said, both of those, Cam and Noah, have trained with the All-Star squad. I mean, what do you think your chances are against this Adelaide United team? And open it up to the floor of the three of you as well. Does any of you have ambitions to make it to the next level still or in the future? And the third point would be, who are you most enjoying to play with potentially in this game?
Ruby, you go first.
I'll start. I think we've got a really good shot. It was funny. Danny said, I guess before we went out to training, that it's full of people, or the room was full of people that could or should have had a stint in the A-League for whatever reason, haven't or didn't. But whatever the future holds for people, it holds. I think we got a really good shot, particularly with just the amount of talent, raw talent that is in the squad. And then second bit was aspirations.
Yeah, if you or any other boys had, like, that's still your step up that you would like to do, or in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when I stepped away from the youth team, I just took some time off, not playing football at all, because wasn't particularly enjoying it. And then when I first met with Metro, I said to him, look, forget about whatever the future holds. I just want to enjoy football again. And I really did last year, and even more so this year. And I think I had a pretty good season. So, those aspirations and the fire in the belly has definitely been relit, if I may say.
Anybody you're excited to play with or alongside at the back there, maybe, or even play some long balls through to some quick strikers?
Yeah, I guess all of the strikers, I'm pretty keen, or all the forwards, bar Rennie and Chitter, obviously, because I played with them for so long. But yeah, playing against them is a difficult task for 90 minutes. So playing with them, I think, will be a lot more enjoyable.
Cam?
Yeah. What was the first one? No, I'm just yeah, I think we have a good shot. I mean, I think you kind of have to carry that confidence that you've had from playing throughout the year, and you kind of have to carry it into a game like this, and know that they're going to approach it one of two ways. They're either going to see it as a friendly, or they're going to come out and want to prove that there's a difference between NPL and A-League. And I think we kind of have to look at it as, hey, that gap's getting a bit tighter. And that's how I've played in some pretty cool games against some high-level opponents, whether they were, cup games or preseason friendlies or anything like that. So you kind of have to just go in and realize that you're all out there playing football, and on any day, that's the best thing about our sport. On any day, anybody can win. So if we go out there and we have confidence in ourselves, I think that it'll be a really good game. So in terms of aspirations, I think as soon as that hunger dies off, that like openness to kind of follow football and that journey that it can take you on, I think that you lose kind of an edge, you lose a step. So I'm always open. I love new challenges and stuff. But for the time being, I think Metro presents a pretty unique challenge within the NPL system. So I've been really enjoying that. In terms of people to play with, a bit disappointed there's so many Metro guys on the team. Would have loved the change of pace. No, I think it's pretty interesting because, like, obviously you want to find that sort of flow state that I think Noah or Scotty mentioned earlier, and we want to kind of find it with each other. So I'm curious to see how we're all able to adapt. It's like I said, they're all good footballers, so I'm kind of excited to play with all of them. But JJ Rideout did take a shot, and it hit me square in the face yesterday. So I'm really excited for him to do that to an Adelaide United player, not me again.
And to be fair, when he does hit a ball, it tends to stay hit. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just disappointed I was doing Ryan Neal's job for him. I'm not supposed to be the keeper. I'm not supposed to be taking these shots. No.
Anything else from you, Alessio or Mark, before we let David go on with what he seems to be bursting at the seams to do?
He's eager. Let's get it going.
David, I think the floor is yours for however long.
Okay.
Go ahead. The show is yours now.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my jumper off because I'm quite warm in here. I'm wearing my Italia 90 USA shirt. That's for you, Cameron. Look at that. Oh, it's
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. How good is that?
If we're doing shirts, however, the closest I could get for you, Cam, was the Phillies. the closest I could get. It was either that or the Charlotte Hornets, and I was like, a little bit too close. So
you've been to a ballpark before? Like, have you been?
Mate, I haven't been to America. I just like I saw this. I was like, this is good. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan, though, so it's more basketball for me. But
there you go. Yeah,
but I didn't want to wear Charlotte because it's rather close. Well, it's close-ish.
Pretty close. So, I'd probably preferred a Grizzlies shirt, but that's all right.
Yeah, I'm not a Grizzlies fan. Sorry.
All right, so I'll put on my Quizmaster tie now. Chat amongst yourselves, and I'll get myself organised. So, we've talked a lot about Danny Greystone tonight, and so I've been fortunate enough to have some of Danny's time this week, albeit across correspondence. And I've got a quiz all on Danny Greystone. How about that, everyone? Now, the three MetroStars players, this should be a breeze for you because you spend a lot of time with them. You've just talked about all the respect you've got for them and so on. So I'm imagining that this is going to be something that you guys will cruise through quite easily. But what we'll do is we'll divide you into two teams, MetroStars.
You haven't
versus
told
Media
Danny
Stars.
about this, right? So you can see how bad we are at this.
Well, you might not be bad at it. It might turn out that you're actually very good at this and you know them better than you realise. So I've got 12 questions, and I've got a tiebreaker at the end if I need it. At least I think I've got a tiebreaker at the end. I wrote it down, but it's actually not in the sheet I've printed off. So maybe it'll end up at draw. Who knows? What I'll do is I'll give you true and falses and multiple choices. I'll go to MetroStars first. They get the first question. They can discuss it and answer it. And then the Media Stars could go second. And then on the second question, it'll be the reverse. The Media Stars will answer the question, have a discussion if they want. And then the MetroStars can also provide an answer after the Media Stars have given theirs. If that's not clear, you'll work it out as we go along. Are you ready for question one?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
So question one is going to go to the MetroStars, and it's a multiple choice question for you. Right, you ready? Danny Greystone has represented England at under 17 level, but at which English club was he playing for at that time? I can give you multiple choice. You ready? A, Derby County, B, Stoke City, or C, Oldham Athletic?
Oh,
I got no idea, boys.
for some reason my gut was going A, but
Nah, he's a Stoke man through and
Actually,
through.
Noah, how old are you? Noah, how
I'm
old
21. I'm 21.
Because I think that might have been before you were even born.
Probably.
I don't think it's C. I
Nah,
reckon it's C. Not Oldham. You want to go B, Cam?
Stoke.
Can he do it on a rainy Tuesday night at Stoke, hey?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
All right.
So
B?
you're saying B, Stoke City?
B, Stoke
Yes.
City.
Okay. Now I'd give the Media Stars a chance to answer as well. They've
But what
obviously
if you
heard
want
your
to
discussion.
What if you want to say the same?
You can stay the
Well, we
same,
said
but
first.
the next time around, you guys go first and you have your discussion.
Okay.
And then, yeah. So it'll all work out evenly in the end. So what do the Media Stars think? Do you want the options again?
No, I got them.
I've
Yeah.
got my thoughts.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think, Mark?
Yeah,
I think it's C. I think it's actually
No,
Oldham.
no, that's the one I said it's not.
I know, that's why I said it as well.
Alessio?
I don't know. They're very three different locations, and if Cam said that he's Stoke through and through, then I'm thinking maybe he's from that area as well. And what Oldham's is that near Manchester or something? So I would think it might be Stoke as well.
Well, he's a Man
I'm-
City supporter.
I was going to say he's a Man City
Or-
supporter.
Why
He'd
do you
love your
say
shirt.
that?
Change things.
I was say if we guess one that isn't B and it's right, David, do we get the point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so let's not guess B. Let's guess C.
yeah. All right, we'll go Oldham.
Yeah. David.
What's the better A? Now that we've all gone with the other ones.
Yeah.
Now, do I tell you these as we go along, or do I tell them at the end? What would you prefer?
All right,
No,
go
go as we
ahead
go
now
along.
because we'll forget otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You got to remember, I'm old.
So, Danny Greystone represented England at under 17 level. He was at Stoke City at the time. So it's 1 point for the MetroStars.
Good.
Well
Come
done,
on.
boys.
Complete nut.
See,
again.
and
Actually,
you
I
guys
thought-
were worried.
Actually, Cam, when you said he's Stoke through and through, I thought you'd given it away.
Nah, I just said it to really get these two guys on my side. We don't need
Okay.
fighting amongst ourselves, you know. We need to all. And then my whole thought was, yeah, can you do it on a rainy Tuesday night in Stoke? And I
So
was like,
does he tell
maybe-
you guys that at training, all the time? Say, "Oh, lads, I did it back in my day." Rainy night
Last
in Stoke."
year-
So,
Last year, there was a training session. We were doing set pieces, and it was pouring down rain. And he looked at all of us, and he was like, what if the conditions are exactly like this on the game? And so we stood out there and we did like probably 10 set pieces in the pouring rain because you can't really simulate pouring rain and freezing cold rain. So we just stood out there and we did them. And then he was like, next time we score, then we'll be finished. We scored on the next one. He was like, go again. And then we kept going.
And then we just didn't score.
So it just, he was loving it out there probably. He was like, oh, this takes me back to my U17 days.
Okay. Now this, I don't know how you go at this one. This one's for the media stars to answer first.
God.
At which English Premier League club are Danny's family lifelong season ticket holders? You've got A, Preston North End. This is his family, might not be him. Preston North End, B, Manchester United, or C, Manchester City. Media stars. Media stars, you go first.
Fan.
I'm gonna say C.
Yeah.
I'll go C. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going C. And what about the Metro Stars?
Well, we have to do
Preston
something
North.
different.
Do we
Manchester
go
United.
A? You hear a
We
lot
go
of,
B.
you
We
hear
go
a
B.
lot about.
Nobody's watching this right
Sorry,
now.
There you
we'll
go.
go Manchester United. You always hear about that. People growing up in families of teams and they pick the opposite one.
Surely it's got to be
Yeah.
C.
All right,
David.
we'll go United because we have to do different. Yeah.
No, we don't
Okay.
have to.
You don't have to.
Do we have to?
But if we do the
both
same,
get
just won't get
both
it for points.
City, but they
I
cancel
think-
each other out.
Is Danny going to watch this? Let's do United, actually.
All right, United.
Manchester United? Okay, the answer is C, Manchester City.
Oh, we were so close.
Oh,
Had
Same
to be.
city.
Had to be.
Good.
so that's the scores 1-1 after 2 questions. You ready for question 3? So this goes back to the Metro Stars. This is a true or false. True or false? Danny Greystone once won a lookalike competition, taking out first prize for his uncanny resemblance to Hollywood mega movie star George Clooney.
False.
No way.
Man.
I was going to say, Scott, if you could say that with a straight face, that would have been all right. But
Yeah.
No way.
So Metro Stars, what's your answer to that one?
Oh, I'm not going to say it, Cam. You can say it if Danny's watching.
Sorry, Danny. We're going to go false.
You're saying false. Okay. Now I hand it
I think
over
you
to
two
the-
are still on contracts. Scott, you need to say it.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Just bleep that out and blur the camera for me.
yeah. Just it together.
You guys are going false. The media stars, are you saying true or false to that claim, that statement?
Seb, you can be captain for this. So it's on you, mate. It's all
Oh.
yours.
We'll go true.
I like it.
There's
Seb
This
no
is
Seb knows
true.
he's going to see him again. So.
The media stars have it. It's true. He did win.
No way, man.
No.
That's some kind of wind up.
So Danny's been lied to you.
You'll have to,
Is that-
you'll have to take that up with him.
I'll tell you what, next time you see him, it's just refer to him as George now. That's it. Just George.
Yeah.
Is there any more context to that, David?
No, all he
Here's
told me
another
was that he once won a lookalike competition as George Clooney. So
I love it.
Where?
I'm not actually sure. I didn't ask. I just said, look, can you give me a bunch of facts about yourself, something a bit unusual, and he obliged. He was
Maybe.
very helpful. So
Maybe the RSB, the Royal Society for the Blind.
Yeah, probably.
So I can say that, boys. I'm not on contract. It's all good.
I thought that was Noah that said it. Wasn't that Noah?
Nah,
Yeah, no, that sounded like Noah.
not me.
right, question 4. This one's for the media stars to answer first. You ready, media stars?
Yes.
This is another true or false. This is the second true or false. Danny Greystone used to have Paul Scholes' number in his mobile phone. True or false?
Oh,
I'd go true.
I'll go
I'll
true.
go
Yeah.
false.
Why
You
is that?
outvoted Lester.
What, no,
I don't
why do you
know.
think false?
Because I don't know if he's a Man City supporter and he never played for Oldham Athletic, so it just seems random why he would have that. Especially if Scholes did against coaching when probably Danny did. So I don't know.
Oh, that could be like a weird.
It's all yours,
connection as
Seb.
well,
You're
actually.
captain.
I'm gonna go true.
You're going true. Okay. Now we'll jump over to Metro Stars. Is that statement true or false?
That's that's false.
You reckon?
I'm basing that off of nothing.
I was going to say you sounded so confident.
I was gonna say true because he used to like go around. He worked for Mitre and he used to sell all the balls, and so he had to go around from like club to club and sell balls to him and stuff. And so I think he like went to some camp at some point. Like I want to say an England camp, but I couldn't tell you. And I think he might have met him at like while he was selling soccer balls. Man.
Cameron, you're like a detective.
Yeah.
Danny likes it. You know, when I found out when we got the Mitre balls from the cup game last year, he was like, "Yeah, you know why these feel different?" And he knew everything about a soccer ball. I was like, "What are you talking about, man?" I was like, "Is this come with coaching?" And he's like, "No, I used to sell them." And I was like, "Oh." So I would say true, maybe, but also Scott.
Well, you had more evidence than me, to be fair.
But he does hate United, so why would he keep the number?
Maybe just prank calls.
Yeah, imagine he's just giving him crank calls all the time.
I reckon.
Yeah, screw you. Decide.
We have to go false. We're a point behind.
We could be 2 points behind if we get it wrong.
I'll say false, but if it's true, it's because Danny won't tell anything false. He's only gotten true statements. David's only got true statements from Danny. So we'll keep that in the back of our mind.
So you're going false then, Metro Stars?
Yeah.
False. Okay. I was a little bit tricky with this one, and I apologise for that. The answer is false. The answer is false. But the statement is that he used to have David Beckham's mobile phone number in his phone.
Well played.
Yeah. So I was a little bit tricky there. The scores are level. It's 2 apiece as we go into question 5, which is for Metro Stars to answer first. This is a multiple choice. Danny Greystone once assisted the late Sven-Göran Eriksson at an England training session. It was here that Wayne Rooney did what for Danny? And your multiple choices are A, he made Danny a cup of tea. B, he lent Danny £5 so he could catch the bus home. Or C, he ran down to the shops for Danny to get some messages because Danny was feeling poorly.
Messages?
Aye, like the errands.
Like telegrams, mate.
Like groceries.
Like snail mail.
It's just such an old put it though, I must say. Like it's just
I'm an old man.
Anymore.
What was B?
So B was, I'll read them all out. A was he made Danny a cup of tea. B was he lent Danny £5 so he could catch the bus home. Or C, Wayne Rooney ran down to the shops for Danny to get his groceries because Danny was feeling poorly.
I want to say A. Made him some tea.
A.
Yeah, like I feel like
most likely.
If you have a tea, like we have coffees.
Yeah, I reckon A, because Rooney's a bit younger, so like you got to do what you do, something for your elders, kind of thing. I reckon A.
I reckon he was having a tea for himself and he just made 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So Metro Stars are going for A. Okay, Media Stars, over to you.
Discounting the bus story, guys.
I was going to say, surely he wasn't taking a bus to England.
I'm discounting the bus story. I think it's either A or C. I actually think it's that random. It could be C, that he's gone down and picked up his bloody groceries.
Yeah.
Are you locking?
But in saying that, why would he be at training if he was feeling poorly?
Because it's that big of an opportunity.
Well, I'm right there with you, but I'm just saying.
I reckon.
So for me, it's either A or C.
Yeah, I reckon we go C.
So you go for C. You ran down the shops to get some groceries because Danny was feeling poorly.
Yeah.
The answer is A. He made Danny a cup of tea. So the Metro Stars have that one.
Yes.
They go into a 3-2 lead. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. Okay, this one's for the Media Stars. It's a multiple choice again. Danny Greystone transitioned into coaching following a skull and facial fracture in the Federation Cup final of 2009. For which club was Danny playing for in that game?
Was Mark
A.
playing against him?
No, I wasn't, but I think it might have been. Yeah, go on. I wait to hear the clubs. I think I might know.
I reckon I know this one.
A. South Adelaide, B. The Cove, or C. Cumberland United?
There were my three choices. Because I know all three of them. I'm like, wait, like you play. Oh, damn it!
Well, I don't think it could be Cove.
I would have thought it's South Adelaide.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's Cove because, as we talked about in the grand finals, David, they only came to the Federation 2007.
Yep.
I don't know. How old is he? You reckon like 50s, mid 50s?
Would you say 2009 was the one?
Sorry. Danny
2009.
Griezmann transitioned. Yeah, 2009. He moved into coaching after a skull fracture in the Federation Cup final of 2009.
I think it's South.
What club is he playing for in that final?
Were they in that many cup finals though, Mark? I reckon it could be Cumberland.
What are you doing, Noah?
Feeling like.
No, I can hear tapping. What are you doing, Noah?
I'm only guessing because the simple fact is I actually wasn't here in 09. He's straight on the Google.
Even one of the contestants doing this.
I wasn't here in 09, so I go with what you think, but I wasn't here in 09.
I feel like Cumberland, English connection, like.
Go with it. Let's say go with it because, like I said, I would have thought South because that's where he was at when he transitioned to coaching. He did coach at South, but like I said, I wasn't here in 09.
I was gonna say, Mark, you were here in 09. I was 3, so I don't know.
I was still in the UK at that stage.
I reckon Cumberland. We'll go Cumberland.
Okay, Cumberland.
You're going Cumberland. Metro Stars. What's your answer to this question?
Scotty has a smirk on his face.
I was gonna say Scotty knows this one.
My gut's South, because I remember being at South when he was there, and then he did go to coaching. But I'm never confident because I don't want to say be confident and be wrong, but I reckon South.
I back Scott. The South.
Oh, don't back me.
I back
you. Do we back Scott?
Yeah, going back
and try and double up our lead.
Yeah, let's back.
Or do we just eliminate?
Listen, or do we listen to you because you just Googled it?
No, I actually didn't.
This is tough, man.
We'll back Scott.
I say we back the.
Yeah, all my Danny memories are South. Yeah, feels South.
Okay, so the media stars are saying C, Cumberland, and the Metro Stars are saying A, South Adelaide. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is C, Cumberland. So the media stars it's 3-all.
Don't worry, Scott. I was on the exact same lines as you, but then I was like, actually, I wasn't even here then. So,
okay, 3-all. Seventh question. This one's for the Metro Stars to answer first. Multiple choice again. At which Queensland NPL club was Danny the head coach in 2018? Was it A, Logan? Was it B, Cairns FC? Or was it C, Moreton Bay?
Come on, lads, we know this.
Do
we? I like that. Well, we know that, do we?
All right, well, I'll say it then. And you know exactly why when I say it. B, Cairns.
Oh, I do know why.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We've actually watched the video as well.
Yeah,
well, I'm just giving it away. Keep it drawn, but yeah.
Pick something else. It's not Cairns.
Before we ask you to tell us this little story that's apparent, is there any reason I should hand this over to the media staff? No. Okay, they're saying it's Cairns.
Not really.
So please enlighten us on this video.
Well, Rui, you go first with.
All right. It was the FA Cup in its day. He coached Cairns to a quarterfinal against Sydney FC, I believe.
Yeah.
And they lost.
But I think they scored first, right?
They scored first, like us.
And then 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's Seb straight on the money. Look at that.
I remember seeing the video.
The whiteboards look the exact same.
even the markers are the same. The
Even
magnet.
the same markers, you reckon?
So you're playing about 18 players there. You can't play 18 players, Danny.
It's got.
Yeah, and I
Is this
think,
is
no
this similar to
Connies.
now?
Wait a second, no Converses.
No, he's got boots on. He's got Copas on.
No, it's the Vans, isn't it?
No, that's
Does he
the
have any-
Copas. The Copas with the fold down tongue, mate.
Oh, how good!
No
That's old
clipboard either.
school.
Nah, the clipboard's around
No,
somewhere.
it's the
don't worry.
same little book though, on top of the
Yeah.
high vis vest.
I like it, man. If you find something, you find something that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So.
Different formations.
That's it. He's probably got a whole stock of those little books.
Mm.
He's
And
playing
then there was
a
and then there was
3-3-3.
he shared
Someone's
like
got
the
sent
highlights,
off.
I think, and I think they scored first, and if I remember correctly, but yeah, it's good. Good game.
Does the red team have a red card? Oh, it's
It
gone.
looked
now.
like it, didn't it?
They're playing with 9 outfield players.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, maybe. Random.
Or is it? I don't know.
No, you know what it
Anyway.
is? How they always fall off the board. Like he'll be
Yeah.
moving them around. The magnets are always terrible, and they'll just like drop, and he's like, "Well, that guy didn't even want to play."
David, back to you.
So I gave you a point each for that. You've got it's 4 apiece as we move into question 8. So this one's for the media stars. Away from football, what is Danny's favourite sport / hobby / activity? Is it A,
I'm gonna-
golfing,
I was going to say, yeah, that would be my guess.
golfing, fishing, or stone skimming?
Golf was going to be my guess before he even said anything.
That's such
It
a
also
it
it seems like a very-
though.
what stone skipping.
Yeah, maybe that's like the play then.
You're just going to see
What was
Danny
B?
Greystone at the River Torrens, just like
Yeah.
with a box of
Underrated.
rocks, just going.
Maybe they're the magnets that didn't work during the week. He just uses them.
I would
So
guess
yours,
golf.
Seb.
I would guess golf. It's a very football managery type sport, I think. So I'm going to say
Very
golf.
English as well.
What was the
Okay, you guys go
second
for golf.
David?
Okay, I'll hand it over to the Metro Stars. Do you guys know
We've
what his
never
favourite
heard
hobby
it.
is?
Anything
What was-
about golf
Yeah.
or stone skimming or
I thought-
B, which I can't
If it
even
was
remember.
fishing,
but-
though, I
What
would
was
have
B?
Oh,
fishing.
fishing.
Go fishing together.
Fishing?
But they don't.
See, I would just think that it couldn't be another sport because he's so obsessed with football. And that's
Well,
not
I've-
an insult. Like that's
Well,
just like
yeah, would he be like, I've got no other hobby, football's my life? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
So
he'd be like,
a guy like that would be skimming stones, wouldn't he?
yeah.
Can we have D? None of the above?
No, you can't. I'm afraid. No.
I would maybe go between B and C just because that's my thing. Is I feel like it wouldn't be another sport.
But you'd think because Fabes goes fishing for like almost 6 months every year, they'll talk.
He
about
lets him go.
I've never heard
He
him talk
lets-
about it.
Maybe that's why
He's
he
never
goes.
complained about Fabes missing his 6 months, taking his 6 month fishing tour.
Because he understands it.
Yeah.
What's
we
the
going
fishing
B?
like? What's the fishing like up in Brisbane? Or Cairns? Where he's
Cairns.
from. Cairns. Let's go B. We'll go B.
Fishing?
B, fishing. I like it.
Oh, if it's stone skimming, I'm gonna.
I swear.
Oh my god.
That's all right though. We stay 4-all. We stay 4-all.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll
my
have a
first
chat with
question in
him.
our meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to mention stone skimming, really.
It isn't. It is in fact fishing. The Metro Stars have it.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Go on.
It all makes
Interestingly
sense
enough,
now.
Danny did add that Fabian is a very keen fisherman, but Fabian has never invited Danny out on a trip with him. So,
No.
don't know what goes
Anyone
on
for
there.
that matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Anyway.
Okay, well done. We move on to question.
Was the stone skimming your own invention, David?
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw a wee lemon in there and see if anyone would take a bite.
almost did.
Almost.
Almost
know why-
took a bait. Yeah,
Just
He's-
in my head of Danny skimming stone by himself with like a rock, like a box of rocks. Just
There would be a club. There'd be a society for that. He wouldn't be by himself.
yeah, it wouldn't be a solo thing, would it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 9. This is for the Metro Stars to answer first. Well, you guys should get this. Danny is hang on. Danny is currently just 47 years of age. How old was he when he played his last NPL game in Queensland? Was he A, in his 40s? Was he B, in his 30s? Or was he C, in his 20s?
He's 47.
Let's map
He's
it out.
47 now, yeah.
Yeah, do the math.
If he was coaching in 09,
And then, but I don't know when he played in Queensland. So if he transitioned to coaching in 09, right?
We're just like,
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know when he came to South Australia and started playing. I don't know.
So when was his last game?
It doesn't. But his last game in Queensland or last game overall?
Last NPL game overall. It just happened to be in Queensland.
Okay.
In Queensland.
What, 20s, 30s, or 40s?
Yeah. So A is in his 40s, B in his 30s, C in his 20s.
So did he play?
I feel like saying 30s, but
Because did he play? Maybe he went back after that game. and started
yeah,
playing.
maybe while he was over there, he filled in for a club. I don't know. But,
good
game.
stone skimming facilities where he was.
Or did he when he was coaching at Cairns?
That's what I
Did
mean.
he
like,
have
has
to be
has
a
he played
player
game in
coach?
the last 7 years? Has he played a game in the last 7 years? I say yes.
I don't know
No.
because he'll say like back in my day. So I feel like if it was 7 years, you know,
I reckon B.
All right, B,
Go on,
30s.
B, yeah, let's do 30.
But do you have the actual age?
I do.
Okay.
Do we get a bonus point if we get the actual age?
Why not? Yes.
We
30.
can't even get this cab, let alone
36.
So you're saying in his 30s
I'm
and
pulling
36.
that out of my ass. So if you got something better, Scott, Noah, anything else?
I reckon
can do
30 on the dot.
30 on the dot. You think? Scotty, find us some middle ground between 30 and 36, and we'll take yours.
It was 34. He's told me.
34. He's 34.
So you're saying in his 30s and 34.
Yes.
Lock it in,
Okay.
David.
I'll pass it over to the media stars now. So A in his 40s, B in his 30s, and C in his 20s. And of course, thanks to Cameron, you get a bonus point if you get the actual age right.
So was it? He played his last NPL game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his last NP, he's 47 now. When did he play? What decade of his life was he in when he played his last NPL game, which happened
Are
to
we
be
talking
in
NPL or just top tier?
NPL.
Because
NPL? Yeah, because they have two. Do they have two NPLs up in Queensland?
Well, no,
They've-
just I can't remember when NPL was introduced. That's why I'm questioning because he's older than me, and it used to be called the Super League,
True.
Okay,
and that's just made Scott think as well.
Okay, no, hang on. Don't read too much in. Don't read too much into that. I don't think. I think he just meant the current
Top
equivalent
tier.
of yeah,
Top tier. Okay.
yeah, top tier.
Well, Mark, I just wanted to let you know as well. I'm pretty sure didn't he coach South Adelaide 2016 or 17?
He did, yes.
So that's 7 or just after
Because
7
he
years
didn't
ago.
want me as a goalie that year.
So that's more than 7 years ago.
No, he wanted me to play
I
up
don't-
front.
Oh, even better.
Worked out.
It worked out, yeah.
So yeah, the 2016 was when he was coaching. I think it would have been before that. He was
17.
actually there in 13, I reckon.
Yeah. So but
13
I
or
reckon
14.
at least that takes him past 40 to like in his like late 30s. So I think it's definitely 30. But if we get the correct age as well, then we could get 2 points in here while they get 1 if we get the correct age.
And it was in Cairns that he played that game, David.
He just said Queensland.
Yeah, well, Queensland, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And wait, that Mark, he was coaching the Cairns team before South Adelaide or after? It must.
That I don't know.
It would have been after because Noah said Australia Cup, and that was only 2014 onwards.
Yeah.
So I reckon it
Called
would have
me a
been like,
detective. Alessio's really
Yeah.
yeah, man. Jeez.
This is when he gets
How-
competitive.
How old is
Ball
Danny?
knowledge is
Did you say
insane.
he
It's
confirmed
wild.
that he's 47?
Yeah, he's 47.
Okay.
It's not.
but that means he could also be turning 48 this year. Still,
He is.
I'm
I
actually
do
leaning
have,
towards
I do
something
have to
like
be in my bed
40.
by 11.
35. I reckon.
He's our captain, so I'll go with whatever he says.
So both teams are saying
Any
any start.
Hmm.
He's still thinking.
I was
Who? Oh,
because that would make it like 2012.
I can't be bothered doing the math.
I reckon we'll go 35 as well. Closest answer as well, David gets the points for
oh,
that.
jeez. No, it's
Oh,
exact.
there
We'll
we
give it
go.
that.
No.
Exact.
Here we go.
Half a
It's
point.
the exact. No, it's the exact. Got to play. We got to do it right. Do it right. Otherwise, we won't get the guys back.
So we said 35.
Okay, so you're both saying in his 30s. One Metro Star saying 34, Media Star saying 35. Is that we're all agreed on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're both wrong. He was in his 40s. He was 41, so 6 years ago.
Oh, wow. For who?
Yeah.
I reckon
didn't
if we
say
go
it,
back,
actually.
I actually said that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, thanks for that now.
No, but do you know what? Okay, I'll give you a clue. So, guess who messaged me during that question? Good old Charlie Bowman messages me and goes, "He's 40. He was 43."
Well, you wouldn't have got the bonus point, but you would have got the
No.
decade. Maybe.
Would have got the right year, right decade.
Player manager at Cairns.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 questions to go. It's very close. Metro Stars have 5, Media Stars have 4. All to play for with 3 questions to go, folks. Okay, this one's for the Media Stars to answer first. Danny designed the logo for which FSA League's club? A, South Adelaide, B, the Cove, or C, Cumberland? Media Stars, that's yours to answer.
Oh.
What I would have said.
Wow. Yeah, I can't see it being Cumberland. They're pretty old.
And Souths were formed in '98.
And have they been the same logo pretty much the whole time?
Yeah,
They've
the
been
badge
same
might have
logo from the
changed.
start.
Okay.
The badge. Maybe just gave us a clue there, Mark, that the badge changed. So maybe he changed it just a little
I would
bit.
say Cove then.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they popped up twice. So I guess so the other 2 teams. We're going to go Cove?
Yeah.
Okay, Media Stars, I'll put Cove down for you. Metro Stars. Danny
Scott's
designed the
got a
logo
smirk
for
on
which
his face
FSA
again.
League's club? Adelaide, Cove, or Cumberland?
I just feel like South got rid of the Who Dares wins, but that's part of like underneath.
You can't count that as designing a logo, just getting an
It's a
eraser and
change.
just like
It's been the same with the Panther and the colours. So then, I don't think it's Cumberland.
I reckon we
I
just
think Cove's
wipe
newer.
their vote out. Go Cove.
Was it wiped out already?
If we go the same as them, we win.
He's a tactical
If we
player,
got-
this man. Look at that.
Everything to play for. Everything to play
If we
for.
go the
All about
same
winning.
as
Manager
them
in the making.
for the next
Yeah,
three,
but if we go the
we
same
win.
as them for the next 3 questions, yeah, we just win.
Right, Cove it is.
game management.
Yeah.
It's those thinking games. Yeah. Cove.
That wouldn't be in the spirit of things, though, Metro Stars, would it? And that would be uncharacteristic of you guys. I know it. You're better than that.
We'll see how the next question goes.
What's your answer for this one?
I reckon
Cove.
Cove. Yeah.
Cove. You're all going for Cove. You're all correct. You all get points for that one. He did design the Cove badge. And interestingly enough, and I don't know if you, Seb, can do this with your magic, but if you look up Stoke City's badge,
Oh, yeah.
if you remember,
Identical.
yeah, if you go back to the earlier
That's for
question
the-
about where
Wow.
he played his football as a youngster, if you look up Stoke City's badge, 1863, the Potters, I think they're called, and then you line that up with, there you go, and if you line that up with the Cove's badge, you might see there's a bit of a similarity. Almost plagiarism, some might say.
Yeah.
Wow. there you
Even
go.
the
Man City, to be fair.
yeah, even the little like scarf thingy. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Stoke City might have a legal.
You know, I gotta
legal
say,
case there.
I kind of like the Cove one a little bit better though. Well done, Danny. I like the little wave. It's nice.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have put a wave. He should have put just a gust of wind. If you've played there, you'll understand why.
Yeah, absolutely. There. Actually, he's very. The other thing to remark there is he's very good at colouring in too. Isn't he? All of his lines are just inside the borders and everything. He's done a very good job. Well done, Danny. Okay, right. So now we're going off the Danny questions, and we've got a couple of questions on some of the panelists on tonight's show. The first question is for Metro Stars, and it's about your opponents tonight. Metro Stars, which one of your three opponents was interviewed and appeared on Moroccan television during the Women's FIFA World Cup in 2023? Was it A, Seb O'Neill? Was it B, Alessio
I think they know who
Carucci?
the options are, David.
Who's C?
Wait, what was C? Yeah.
C, Mark Talbot.
I thought that would have been you for C.
Oh man.
Oh, Seb
One
did
of those-
smile when his name was mentioned, just quietly.
Yeah.
I smiled when all the names were mentioned.
I mean, and
Wow.
little did you guys know, I watch heaps of Moroccan television. Yeah, Seb did give a cheeky grin, didn't
I
he?
want to rule out Mark. I don't know. Just something tells me to just rule him out.
Sorry, Mark.
My God.
Alessio, what's your
Alessio
background,
looks
man? Italian?
nervous.
Is that is it Italian through and through, or do you have?
Not through and through, but
We're just
How
gonna
many
hope
languages can you
the same as
speak?
us, and then we're still good.
How many languages can you speak, Alessio?
not very well. But I did like French at school. But
Okay.
Mm.
Was Morocco a French colony? I can't remember.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
French in school.
You want to go, Alessio?
Noah,
Oh,
think?
let's go, Alessio.
Alessio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick ourselves here, I reckon. But
Media
Well,
Stars,
let's
would you
go.
like a guess at this?
Seb's trying to hold in a smile right now.
I'm just smiling because it's funny. That's all.
yeah. Do you have a guess or?
Yeah, Media Stars, you get a guess.
Is that
I hope you
is
get
that
it wrong.
fair? Is that fair?
That's in the rules.
Mark, do you want me to go first and guess this one?
You can go first if you like.
Oh, it's Mark, isn't it?
I'm gonna guess Seb.
I'm going to go Seb as well.
I should have gone with a smile.
Good.
I've never
Nice.
heard of this before.
Did you not know this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the story is we were at. It was the. I was with a mate at the. It was like the FIFA Fan Festival in the city, and it was the Australia versus Nigeria game. So we were there to watch like normal spectators. And I think he saw these guys, and he strategically went off to go grab food. And then, so as he was walking away, they started approaching me, and I could see, like, from behind, he was laughing, realizing that I was stuck in this situation. And yeah, so I ended up being on. Do I have the audio? I don't even.
Yeah, the audio would be
That's
good
great.
when they're
Oh, no.
speaking to you in Arabic.
Well, the thing is, right? They spoke to me in Arabic, and then they translated it. But then sometimes they spoke in Arabic and didn't translate it, and then were pointing at me. So I didn't know what they were saying, and I was quite worried.
Smile.
what happens if you put subtitles on?
Caption. It just says Arabic.
Nah,
No, I
nothing.
can't hear anything.
I feel like I was in
Love
another
it,
part
Dad.
as well.
Congrats, son.
That's hilarious.
Movie star, man.
I
See-
thought
see,
my
Should have gone,
This is the-
point
should
of
have gone with your
thought
gut
was-
instinct, Scott.
No, I know. I know. I told you I don't trust myself.
I was
I
trying
thought
to
it was going to be
smile.
something on more of an official note. Because both of you are pretty out there with your media stuff at the moment. So I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
on an official note.
I was just trying to smile to like make it look like I knew what was going on, but I never heard.
I know you did. You did well. You did well.
To be fair, you swung us, so good job.
This was the point where I was worried because they were pointing at me, talking in Arabic. So I don't know if they were going like,
This
"This
guy-
guy's an idiot. This guy's an idiot." Like, yeah,
And you're just smiling and nodding, like,
Yep.
yeah.
oh yeah, it was me.
All right. Okay. So the scenario is with one question left. Scores are level. Both teams have got 6 points. So this is going to be the Media Stars question, or the
wow.
question about the Media Stars. So they're going to get this right because they obviously have inside knowledge.
We
so
hope.
it really comes down to
You actually have to get it right.
Is
the
it
Media
about
Stars
them
have
or
to get-
us?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's about Metro Stars.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. That's
yes,
what I thought
yeah,
I was
so-
going to say.
Yeah, Metro Stars will know the answer to this one. So for Media Stars to level the test series, you need to get this right. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay, Media Stars. One of your three opponents is quoted as saying, "There are two things the boys all know and complain about me." Sorry, I'm so excited I'm not getting the words out. There are two things the boys all know I complain about with my body. And soreness in my hags, short for Haglins, and my bone in my leg. Because through a quad injury, I actually grew a bone in my muscle. Which one of your opponents said that? And this is to salvage a draw.
No.
Did you put the word hags in, or did they use it? 'Cause I've never
They
heard
used
that
it.
word.
I've quoted them there.
Use the word hags.
Hags, Hags,
I'm going
which is
Scotty
short
Nagel.
for
I would go
Haglins.
Nagel as well.
I was going to go Nagel as well. The reactions, you guys don't play it off very well. If we think it is what it is.
You two, like Cam and Noah are just pissing themselves laughing, and Scotty's just sitting there like just a smile. That's it. The other two can't hold it in.
Scott, how are your hags?
What's that?
All right, well,
David?
are we all in for Scotty Nagel on this one?
Yep.
All right, that's it.
Okay, so
David, that's who we've gone with.
Media are saying Hags. Metro Stars, would you like to have a guess?
Scotty
So if
Hagel.
it's the same, then it's a draw.
Scotty Hagel.
Yeah.
Scotty Hagel.
Yeah, I'll go with Scott as well.
There you go. This concludes the
You have-
competition. It's ended up a
Do
draw.
you have a tiebreaker
70.
one?
Did you have a
Tiebreaker.
Okay,
In the
let me
printer?
get you. Okay,
You
chat amongst
never-
yourselves. I'll get you a quick tiebreaker.
You've never seen
God.
What's the rules on the
on
tiebreaker? Is
a-
it just
on a trainer
first in with a
table
buzzer,
more than
David,
Scott.
or
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought this through. So a draw is not possible because we're all competitive, right?
What
Yes.
about
That's it.
we do? Ooh, I was going to say question, but first answer.
Okay.
Yeah, first
So
one with the
all in.
buzzer.
All's
So
in.
all in, just so we win it for the team or not.
Okay.
Noah, you just have to
Or-
be louder.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. I don't know. Am I going to hear this? I don't know.
Have you got any of your who am I's, David, that you could use?
I've got two. Who am I?
'Cause that could be one of
Oh,
them.
Again, it could be a draw as well, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could just
Nah.
do that. Do you want to do
Yeah, do the who am I's, yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
So should I explain for the Metro Stars guys what this is?
I think we
So
should
who
do
am I?
like I think we should do like one and like just the one of the who am I's.
Yep.
And then if we draw as well, because obviously we'll both be able to give a name. Or is it first come?
Nah, I reckon we just do buzzer. Just do a buzzer.
Alright.
So basically, whoever gets it can win it for the team.
Yep.
All right.
So that way it's open to
So-
everyone. I reckon that way we've got a clear winner. Man, I'm competitive.
Say your name
Gotta
as your
win.
buzzer as well.
I like it, man.
Not
Yeah, just your name as your buzzer.
And if you get it
Okay.
wrong, you're out.
So if you get it wrong, if someone buzzes in, they get
Yeah.
it wrong, it goes over to the other team.
Okay.
and they can confer.
But then if you get it wrong, but then if you get it wrong, you and the team gets out. You can't answer it again.
Yeah.
But the rest of your team's still in.
Right, I'll say
For that
Mark straight
statement.
away.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I do have two Who Am I's. I'll do the first one first, which just happens to be on this page here. Right, you ready? I'm quite nervous about this now, I must say. Okay. I played my junior football at Para Hills East, and as a youngster, I trained with the state cricket team.
Oh. Can I just clarify? Is this someone that you've done previously this season, or
No.
new completely?
Completely new.
Okay.
Boys, you're gonna have to carry me on this.
Is there more to the Who Am I?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the first round. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm passing for now.
Yeah.
So both teams could have a guess at this point, I suppose, couldn't they, if they wanted to have a wild guess? Or if you want
But
me
then
just
that
to move
person
on to
would be knocked out. If they have a guess and they get it wrong, then that person in your team gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'll move on to statement 2 then. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
My hobbies include fishing, cricket, visiting restaurants with my betrothed, to whom I will be married later this year.
Oh, no. I know someone is getting married, but no.
Is stone skimming a part of those activities, David?
Yeah.
Alongside the fishing?
Yeah. But he wouldn't have started his juniors at Para Hills East, so.
Oh.
I feel that if you put a question in and then you're out, kind of is inhibiting your freedom of speech. I sort of feel that. You should be able to have a guess, and then you just don't get another guess this round.
My guess is Danny Greystone for this round. I locked him first.
Okay. Any other guesses?
No.
In this round, Benny Moore.
Oh, I'll go Anthony Taylor.
Any other guesses?
Don't know anybody. Scott, you know anybody getting married?
I've already guessed, mate.
Yeah, but you can talk to me, man.
Oh. Nah.
Come on, you're that age.
I don't know anyone else is getting married.
We're all clearly wrong so far, David.
Okay, I'll move on to the third statement. You ready?
Okay, so we're all wrong so far.
Yes, we are wrong then, yeah.
Yeah, you're all wrong. Yeah, you're all wrong. In 2022, I won the Bob Telfer Medal, Player of the Year in State League 1.
Oh. 2022 State League player. Not Jace Cummings. No.
I'll see if any others have get guesses before I tell you if you're right or you're wrong, Scott.
And that,
Was he
last
22?
year's was James Murray from Fulham.
Who was he before?
I feel
Last
like I
year
was at
wasn't
this
2022.
celebration of
No,
football
were you?
as well.
Scott, you would have been at the celebration.
I was there, yeah.
I think I was there as well.
I was.
22.
Oh,
Was it?
Go on, Alessio.
wait, no, I think.
Is it James
that was the year
Skeffington?
before.
I won't give you answers just yet. Any other guesses?
Noah, did you like that guess or just what?
Nah, I did. I did like that name.
Because I'm wondering if he wound up when he went back to Port.
2022.
Unless
I
you-
reckon.
I thought
Just
it was
on that
JJ
note,
Ryder,
I
but
reckon
that
he
would've
won
been
it,
him.
but in 21.
I was there. Ah.
Who went up in 2022? West Adelaide. And
Do you want the next
I don't know.
statement? None of them are right.
Yeah.
Next statement. My previous clubs include Enfield, Eastern United, and Blue Eagles.
Enfield.
Daniel Ryan.
No.
Even part of me wants to
they
say,
played
like,
for, yeah.
this, oh.
What were the clubs again?
20.
Enfield, Eastern United, and Blue Eagles. So played
Is
junior
that
football.
all
at
of
Para-
them or some of them?
just said my previous clubs include, so there may be more. Junior club is Para Hills East. As a youngster, trained with the state cricket team. Hobbies include fishing, cricket, and going to restaurants with my fiance.
Is it A. McCabe? I don't know which one.
No, there's only an
There
L and
would
a
have
H.
been. There would have been.
There isn't an A McCabe.
It's Hamish. Hamish.
Because
I'm gonna guess Hamish McCabe.
they got promoted that year, didn't they?
And I remember
Yeah.
he did play for Eastern as well.
Oh, I reckon he won something, didn't he? And he's won the
Well, no,
Marcelinas before.
And he won the Surge Melter when Blue Eagles went down as well.
Yeah.
2022, Modbury
Was that
went up
2022?
as well. No, 2022,
Oh,
Modbury
and
went
then,
up there and
yeah.
he was there.
Maybe, yeah. My guess is Hamish McCabe.
Yeah, so the
And-
problem is Scott Nagel said Hamish McCabe before you did. You said A.
No,
McCabe.
no.
And I locked it in too. I went,
He
No,
locked it in.
no.
He said lock it in.
No.
He said lock it in.
Scotty.
I was going to say, too, NPL All-Stars, that's probably one of the reach outs.
what we could do, to be fair, we'll rewind it, and whoever said Hamish McCabe first, we'll give it to. So we'll just rewind and. who
Because
said that?
I heard A. McCabe, and I didn't know
Yeah,
that there
not
was a
Hamish.
third twin.
Or we have a redemption round with the second Who Am I?
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to do the second Who Am I anyway.
It's
The
a
final
it's a long
statement.
episode, David. Yeah.
The final statement for Hamish was, in my other job, I'm a physiotherapist. But I would say Scott Nagel got that one first because you said A. McCabe. He did say Hamish. So I'm going to give that one to Scott. But look, you can still draw
luck,
it.
Scotty.
This whole thing could end up a draw. We'll quickly run through the last one. You ready?
We'll do a Danny special. Last game worth 2.
Yeah.
Last goal wins.
Okay. This one's worth 2. Let's do this, right? Let's do quickly, right? Question or statement number 1. I spent 8 years at Adelaide Comets.
Scott Nagel.
Scott Nagel.
Scott Nagel.
Scott Nagel.
What, can I? No.
Yeah,
No,
it wouldn't have been that long.
Can we guess and keep going?
I think I'll when I hear the name, I'll just give it to the first person I hear
Okay.
shouting it out.
Okay.
So I'll move on to statement 2. Outside of football, my second favourite sport is table tennis. And in summer, you'll often find me out crabbing.
Adam McCorney?
No.
Wow. Thought you guys were friends, Scott.
Yeah. Oh, did I just
No.
Did you say was at
And so you're just going to keep
Comets?
reeling off comments, man.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, he's like,
I spent 8 years at Comets, and outside of football, I love table tennis, and in the summer, I'll be out crabbing. Statement 3, my favourite player
Past
is Yaya
tense,
Toure.
It's who, sorry?
Yaya
Toure.
Toure is my favourite player.
Hang on.
8 years.
Spent past tense.
I
it
could be
sounds like as well.
I could be way off here. Especially with the Comets guess. But is it Austin Ayubi?
Noah McNamara, you're the winner.
Wow.
No way.
Wow.
How did you?
What?
Is it
The only
Juniors,
thing that
must
gave
be.
it away was he wears
8
42.
years.
Oh, he does.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Jeez, well played,
Was it
Noah.
juniors at
That's
Comets?
impeccable.
I didn't know
It
that.
must have
Even
been
juniors
juniors.
at Burke.
Yeah.
Juniors, Comets. Yeah, because I thought Burks too. But yeah, juniors at Comets, I'm guessing.
Wow.
Noah.
Well played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Thanks, Scott.
We won by 3.
Yeah.
We did win that. Do you know why we did that? That's so you come back next year. We need you back on the
It
show.
was being
next
nice.
time.
That's
why,
what
you
it was.
know?
Being nice.
Yeah,
Sounds
exactly.
good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
David, go ahead and finish. I want to learn more about Aussie, man.
Okay, so Austin Ayubi also told me that he's won every NPL trophy there is, and he's played football in Europe, where he featured for the Cypriot club. And excuse my pronunciation with my Scottish accent, but it's Othelius Atheniu, or Atheniu. And his last statement, and the last statement, which would have given it away, I think, was I scored last week for Adelaide United against Western Sydney Wanderers in the Australia Cup.
I would have got
But
it.
well done, Noah. That was very impressive.
Because I definitely got that one.
Couldn't be Ryan Kiddo, could it?
We'll never have comments.
Anyway, I now remove my bow tie as quizmaster and hand the reins back to Seb.
Wow.
Thank you,
both,
David.
Well done,
both
David.
goal
Thank you.
scorers.
Well done.
Both goal scorers. Thank you, David. Both goal scorers for United have played with Scott Nagel. Common denominator there.
He's an
Yeah,
inspiration.
6 degrees of
I
Scott Nagel.
played with everyone, to be fair. Been around that long.
Well, yes, thank you, David, for that. Was very
No
very
problem.
fun. Although I may
Thanks a lot,
disagree
folks.
with some decisions you made in the end. But thoroughly, yes, well done, David, and thank you so much for that. That's pretty much it for Scott, Cam, and Noah. Thank you so much for all yous coming on and
Thank
for
you.
your everything you've done throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you all on as well.
No,
All the best
Thank
for
you.
Thanks,
those
guys.
of
The
you.
media's
playing
the
next
media's
week.
only getting better. You guys are doing an awesome job. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Thank
know
you.
I
Yeah.
messaged David about it, but yeah, you guys really stepped it up this year. It's been a pleasure to be involved in the MPL with all this media stuff going on. So yeah, good job. Keep it up. Be better next year too. Make it even better.
Thank you. I'll probably see you, Cam, and Noah on Friday for All Stars training,
Yes,
where I'm
you
sure
will.
I'll try and get some more content out of you, even if you don't want to do
Sounds
it.
good. Sounds
But yes, thank
All
you,
good,
thank you all for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you all soon.
Thanks,
Sounds
guys.
good.
Thanks, guys. All the
See you
best.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Well done.
Well, that brings us
Great
to
fun,
the
guys.
end. Yes. That's it. That's it for the season. Well,
Oh.
for the regular season. It's all over, David.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do for
We could
4
do
hours on a
five-a-side.
Wednesday night?
I was going to say we could just continue. Yeah. This is the final regular episode. I assume if anything does happen, that's extra. We will be
Maybe
more than
we'll
happy
have
to come on.
post game analysis on a Monday. Little videos,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
but-
All stars coming
Maybe
up.
a Christmas
Yeah,
special.
Christmas special, David. Christmas quiz. I love it. I love it. We will be back. We will be back sooner than the season starts. But for now, that's the end of our regular episodes. Thank you to all for watching. I guess on a final note, as we normally do. Any final thoughts for this episode for the week? For the year, we didn't have picks of the week, but we had a pretty packed show this week. Any final thoughts from all of you guys?
I'll go first. Obviously, I will thank TJ Goalkeeping Australia for his support throughout this year, throughout what's been a great show that we've stuck to all year, and hopefully we can make more of it next year and be bigger and better, and hopefully more people jump on board and get involved. So that's one of them. So thank you to Tassie and TJ Goalkeeping. The other one was last week, which was after the show, was Are You Okay Day. So just wanted to say a quick Are you okay? Make sure you check on friends and family members and things like that, because I think that's very important in the world at the moment that we live in. So just always checking on your fellow friends, to be honest.
Absolutely, Mark. Alessio is taking selfies. Alessio,
Yeah,
anything?
I'm taking a video of my dogs because they're both pooped on the couch right now. They're waiting for bed past their bedtime.
You'll have to go and clean that up then.
Alessio, anything final from you for the? We've made fun of you for playing for Mount Barker, but we love you. Anything else?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's going to be fun to see as many of you guys at the celebration of football if you're there. It's going to be, I'm sure a lot of us are going to try and go to the All-Stars game. And I think it's going to be a massive occasion as well. I was just talking about it with Jaden earlier this week that it's probably going to be one of the biggest broadcasts because every club wants to kind of watch that. It's not just one fan base. There'll be so many fan bases, people having fun. Like, it's going to be great. And yeah, hopefully we will continue our friendship on the football field and see if we are still friends by the end of it.
And David, finally with you.
I've got nothing particular to say at the end, but just to thank you, Seb, for I guess starting this and because at the start of the year, I guess I was thinking, not another thing to do. I was a little bit skeptical, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. You've organised this really well, and I think we're a good little team. everybody has something different to offer. It's nice to have proper footballers on, and Alessio and Mark, and then there's me. So I've just enjoyed the
I like
year.
how I'm considered a proper footballer. I don't think I am.
No, I think it's a good little team we've got. So I just want to thank you three for being for doing what we do, and thank you for your idea at the start, Seb. And I think next year I've got lots of other ideas about what we can do moving forward, and I'm looking forward to sharing them all with you. And I think, well, if we can get our listener base up from 2 to 4 next year, double the numbers, then I'll be pleased as punch.
Thank you, David. Like I said, pleasure to spend seeing you all every single week. And like I said, I'm sure we'll probably come back every now and then until the season starts for whatever reason. I quite like the idea of a Christmas special, David. I must say, I didn't think about that. Yeah, definitely something to think about. But that's all from us. We'll see you around the place if you're at games, if you're at grounds. But other than that, goodbye, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you all soon.
I just hit top bins, 1-2 touch, yeah, we're locked in. I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.